Searching for music for your next video? Then you need to check out with amazing added daily simple license that covers everything. Artlist is the music licensing platform.
We are hunters, we are fishermen,
Liberty Prime is online. Chinese invader. Warning, orbital strike imminent.
Don't call the cops! Oh, you in a cell, don't call my mom! Oh, she doesn't yell, don't call the preacher! You can go to hell, don't call the cops! 'Cause I don't wanna live anymore! Give me some rope! Thinking of the thing, give me some pills! Yeah! Feel kinda sick, turn on the gas! That'll do the trick, don't call the cops! I don't wanna live anymore. 'Cause I don't wanna live. Don't wanna give no more. Don't wanna live no more. Give me a pen. Gotta write a note, gotta make it quick. No antidote, and when I'm done, yeah, that's all she wrote. Don't call the cops. 'Cause I don't wanna live anymore. 'Cause I don't wanna live anymore. 'Cause I don't wanna live anymore.
You want me to go fucking trash your lights? Do you want me to fucking trash them? Fuck! And what the fuck is it with you?
I was looking at the light.
Fuck! And what the fuck is it with you?
I was looking at the light.
Fuck! And what the fuck is it with you?
I was looking at the light.
Fuck! And what the fuck is it with you?
I was looking at the light.
It's fucking distracting. Oh, good. 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 No, no, fuck, no. 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 No. What don't you fucking understand? I'm gonna fucking kick your fucking ass. What don't you fucking understand? I'm gonna fucking kick your fucking ass. What don't you fucking understand? I'm gonna fucking kick your fucking ass. What don't you fucking understand? I'm gonna fucking kick your fucking ass. Think for one fucking second. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Think for one fucking second. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Think for one fucking second. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Think for one fucking second. What don't you fucking understand? I'm gonna fucking kick your fucking ass. What don't you fucking understand? I'm gonna fucking kick your fucking ass. What don't you fucking understand? I'm gonna fucking kick your fucking ass. What don't you fucking understand? Give me a fucking answer.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut up if you can't take a joke.
You are trash See, man, you and me, we're fucking done professionally. Fucking ass.
So with a nationwide annuity, you can get protected money.
Hi, neighbor. Welcome again to this neighborhood. I'd like to show you something. You know what this is? Or maybe if I press this button. This is a cassette player with a little cassette in here, and there's nothing written on it, so we'll just have to play it to see what it is. Do you ever imagine things? Are they scary things? Are they scary things? Do you ever imagine things? Things you'd like to have? Did you ever see a cat's eyes in the dark and wonder what they were? Did you ever pretend about things like that before? Did you ever grow anything in the garden of your mind? You can grow ideas in the garden of your mind. It's good to be curious about many things. You can think about things and make believe. All you have to do is think and they'll grow. Imagine every person that you see is somewhat different from every other person in the world. Some can do some things, some can do others. Did you ever think of the many things you've learned to do? Many things you Did you ever grow anything in the garden of your mind? You can grow ideas in the garden of your mind. It's good to be curious about many things. You can think about things and make believe. All you have to do is think and they'll grow. Did you feel like going like that? Let's give the fish some food. Mr. McFeely. I didn't order any whistle. That's what they call a slide whistle. Did you feel like going like that? There are so many things to learn about in this world, and so many people who can help us learn. Did you ever grow anything in the garden of your mind? You can grow ideas in the garden of your mind. It's good to be curious about many things. You can think about things and make believe. All you have to do is think. You can think about things and make believe. All you have to do is think, and they'll grow.
Ha 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 ha. Alright. Let's see what this is all going on here. Try and get my shit figured out. What am I doing? Bob Ross is a fun thing. Fun thing to do. Oh yeah. Chuckles smugly. Yo, don't be chuckling smugly. Alright. I'm gonna pause this little bitch here. Boop. There goes my monitor. Why does my chat not come in my OBS? Why is it not displaying the chat? These are questions that really, really fucking need to be answered. Because I want to see chat up there. It's important what you say out there in the chat. It's the only place where there is communication, and it'd be easier just to watch it on OBS than this. Let's see. Lemons and the reptilians who love them. Once again, Oreos have led me to something. I found some lemon cream Oreos. Now, I've had many a lemon cream sandwich cookie in the past. These are good. They put so much artificial lemon flavor into them. It's kind of like sucking on a creamy lemon. They're delicious. Highly recommend. I had some before I came down here. Let's see what I sound like in the monitor. Yep, there I am. Let's see if I can get a nice little... Ah, yeah. Nice. Yeah. Alright. The music is a little too loud, nigga. We'll turn it down for you. You're just too old. Wait. Not that setting. Over here, in this setting. I need a producer. That's really what I need. I need a producer and a whole staff. That's what I'm trying to get. I need a staff. I don't know. Things keep going the way they've been going. That might be a possibility in about a year. Not really. But maybe somewhat. So I've been lucking out lately. As you all know, I got those 2 jobs. And I'm starting to crack down and get a little bit more side cash than I thought I was going to. By a factor of about 3. So that's been nice. And so this week I took the opportunity to go have a little fun with it. And so I bought some lemon cream Oreos. I bought some new socks. Because socks is nice. Man, I got a pair of 12 pairs, Fruit of the Loom. You know, the nice ones that they got the drying shit, and you know, they're controlling the odors, and they're ultra cushioned. So I got some new socks. I never had Fruit of the Loom socks before. They're alright. I did buy the Walmart, like, generic brand. They've lasted okay, but I beat the shit out of socks. I mean, it's kind of not hard to, because I'm pretty much on those heels, like, I don't know, typically, you know, 10 to 17 hours a day. Cracking all over, going all over, all weather. Rain, snow, hail, doesn't matter. Outside and in, slinging that shit. So, yeah, the gray heels and the gray toes. They've held up okay, but I've pretty much crushed the shit out of the fabric to the point. Even the $10 Walmart shoes I bought, which I'll probably just buy again because they're like $10, man. I can get 6 pair. They don't even have. I couldn't even find 6 pair in my size when I went there to get them the last time, because everybody apparently who shops at Walmart is seemingly short and fat. That seems to be the average Walmart customer, according to Walmart's market research and sales processing and ordering. It's kind of odd. A lot of Mexicans, I guess. I don't know. Albeit the one I go to is mostly run by Indians. Not like casino Indians, like dot Indians, poop Indians. Yeah, more or less. Very much like Al Bundy's socks. But which I kind of don't like, man. I went to Walmart yesterday. Oh, and I bought some and one basketball shorts. So I've been walking around talking like Eric Holmes, like, yo, I'm gonna dunk this motherfucker right here. big funnies from the old lady. She thought that was funny. Things of that nature. Be like, I'll go outside, play some basketball. Be back 3 hours. Like, good fun. Good fun. But I actually really like the shorts. I mean, they were certainly cheaper than the Adidas ones that I had. I only had 1 pair. Okay, I've got 4 pair of athletic shorts, right? Like basketball shorts, you know, stuff you go out and run in. That sort of, you know, sport material. And the 1 pair were Adidas, and I really like those. They were very soft, but they're also getting up, you know, they're over many years old. And so it was, and then I had a pair of Ohio State shorts. I don't know where they came from. They're real tall. They don't fit very well, and they're real big. They're very comfortable, but they don't have no pockets. And let's see. God damn it, I am losing my fucking shit already. I'm trying to think. Oh, and I got these pair of like athletic. I don't even know what the hell they're called. They're like some kind of other generic one that sucks. Anyway, they don't have pockets either. So the only ones I had was some Adidas ones with pockets. So I need another set with pockets. Because I don't, you know, I just wear them around the house and stuff. It's not like I go and play actual sports. But I'll wear them outside if I'm playing in the yard. Yeah, you know, that's basically what they are. And but they're not made for swimming, because I consider swim trunks, they got the built-in like banana hammocks, you know, that are like built into the shorts. That's what makes them swim trunks. Because apparently you need some extra you need some extra support when you're in the water for some reason. I don't get that. But yeah, so I got those. And I got the socks. And I got some 14-inch cable ties. You know, the zip ties. Because with some of this newfound shit that I've been earning, I bought some pedals for my bass guitar. So I got a, well, I'd already had a compression pedal. Yes, I don't like the mush undies. I don't need the mush undies. I'm just free bags. I'm gonna do that bullshit. Yes. No. I actually don't know what it's gonna be about. I had a subject for it. Oh yeah. I'm gonna give you a wrench there, race lever. Let's see, what can I do with that? There you go. But yeah, I do have a definite lack of proper wardrobe. I do not have. I don't really have summer and winter clothes. I just kind of have. Well, I have shirts. I have t-shirts. Got about 7 of those, and I have a. And I got 4 or 5 pairs of like decent shorts that you can wear to like work and stuff like that, like slack shorts kind of gimmicks, and like maybe 4 pairs of jeans, and so I'm gonna have to rectify that. That's my winter. Is just I got jeans for the winter, t-shirts, and in the summer I got shorts and t-shirts, and I do have 2 pairs of shoes. I have some summer shoes, and they're the vented ones, and then I got some winter shoes, which are actually really nice, but I have to keep repairing them. They're the Nike Go Dome, like waterproof gimmicks that yeah, they're quite nice. They're good. They're good tough shoe. Good tough shoe. They need repair because they're not that damn tough. Nike makes a shit shoe. You feel free to fight Nightbot. I've timed Nightbot out before because he was being a lazy piece of farm equipment and was not showing up. And then when he finally did show up all late, after many people had done things, I timed him out because he angered me. So he got the whip, and that was that. I haven't had to whip him right now. So, yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, I should probably get some new ones. But honestly, I don't think they discontinued the Go Domes. And I can't really find... See, the reason I bought those is because they were the only shoe... They were the only shoe boots that were, you know, relatively tall and not quite like, you know, not quite like goose stepping boots, but you know, tall enough and were tough and were waterproof, and but also small enough to actually put some snow chains on them. You know, snow chains for your feet. I think they're called yak tracks because I need that kind of shit. Because when it gets icy out, well, shit be slipping, and we can't have that because falling hurts when you're older. Not terribly older. My channel is about all kinds of shit. It's pretty much, I do this stream once a week, roughly. If I ever get the time to really do stuff, it'll probably be about some politics. Maybe not so much about the politics, because I find it to be rather... For one, other people do it much better. Let's see. And, foods. I definitely like foods. I talk about food a lot. Like the lemon cream Oreos that I had. Sometimes I'll watch videos from Ty like I did last week, which was kind of a miserable ass show, to be honest. And then there was, if I ever really get around to it and have some time, talk about the car repair and stuff that I've done to my car. Oh, that was another thing I bought today when I was out and about, because I just thought it was funny, is I bought a battle visor. It's the It's the battle visor. Neat. 3 easy payments of 9. See, that's the funny thing. Yeah, a couple of milk creams and ice cold. Oh yeah, I forgot. As always, this is sponsored by Sunkissed. So drink Sunkissed out there. It's the only thing that can combat the grape soda menace. But so anyway, I lost my train of thought. I bought the battle visor. It's it's an amber tinted piece of plexiglass with a clip that's sold by a guy who supposedly used to be a SEAL or special forces. So it's made by the same people that make the or no, it's a different one. There was the really good one that's made by Atomic fucking USA or some shit. You'll see their products advertised on the like one of the old people over the air digital broadcast stations, where they've got the tack light. It's like a really, it's just an aluminum flashlight that you can hit with a car and it still works. And then they got the tack visor, which is actually the better piece of equipment because it's polarized. No, Race Lever has restricted all his messages for some reason. It's weird. Must have yeeted himself. So anyhow. But this one is the little brother of it, because I didn't see it. And, yes. But the tack visor is the good one, because that one's polarized. And this one's just the battle visor, and it's just... Well, it's not, it just, all it blocks, all its armor is, it just armors you up against glare. So, that won't work so much. It came with this little, like, extra visor that clips onto the visor. That's supposed to be, like, if the sun's, like, right there, you put that over that. But the stupid thing is not, it's not well built enough to slide easily. So I just took it off, because to be honest with you, I don't need it. I'm looking forward to test that out tomorrow, because there's this, like, a certain time of day when I'm returning back to, like, the base. Or not the base, but, you know, my point of origin, essentially. And the goddamn sun, like, lines right up with the fucking thing. And there's all these, like, as much as it would be fun to just see how many points I could rack up, yes, that's why they call it a battle, because it's marketing. It's tactical. It's tactical. It's made by a Navy SEAL. Don't you understand? It's superior because it's got some military stuff behind it. And the funny thing is I actually have sunglasses, but I just don't want to. Man, it is quite a reach from my fucking seat to the glove box. I mean, goddamn, it's a full-size car. And yeah, and the sun is a fucking terrorist. Fuck the goddamn sun. It's supposed to be in the 90s this week. That's bullshit. I'm living in Ohio, dealing with fucking 90-degree weather in September. Like, mid-September at this point? Get fucked. I know. I wasn't, but that's because I saw the picture on the box of what it is. And it was like $10. So, what do you expect? But it's the battle visor. And I bought it just because it was that funny. I just thought it was hilarious. See, I've got a nice pair of sunglasses. I've got a pair of those tactical-looking Oakley glasses that are all polarized and shit, but I gotta, like, reach all the way in the glove box and get them. And it's kind of a pain in the ass when you're kind of already driving, and then the sun pops in there, and you're only, you know what I mean? It's only for a second. This one, I already got the visor down half the time throughout the daytime, so I can just flip that bitch down again. Just much easier. And like I said, on that road, it's twice now where that sun gets in. And I even, like, I keep my windshield clear. And, but I'm not trying to hit some fucking college student with a, you know, I don't know, 3,000 or 4,000 pound vehicle. No, I don't show myself on vids. I'm not a cam whore. I'd probably make some more money doing that if I did. Why do you retract your messages? It's so weird. It's so weird. Don't worry. No one's going to tell on you, Race Lever. No one's going to tell on you. But, let's see. Yeah, I don't want to hit these young impressionable minds of fluff and stuff that are being, indoctrinated in leftist ideology. But yeah, what are you gonna do? The problem is I might do it unintentionally because the goddamn glare is so bad. And after I've been driving around all day, there's all this bullshit on my windshield, and these fucking kids, they don't look. Like, they don't look when they cross the street. They can't hear. They're looking at their phone. I sound like I'm fucking 60 years old like this. But the thing is, they're looking at their phone. They can't hear. And all around the place I drive, it's a walking fucking campus. So the pedestrians and the bicyclists have priority over the cars because they're a bunch of fucking communists. And, so everything's, they're just trained at this point to think that cars are just going to stop for them because at every intersection and every crosswalk it's saying, yield to the pedestrians. Which is dumb. The sign should say, watch your shit because a car might hit you. It's bigger than you. They can't see as well. Be aware of your surroundings. A lot of that stuff would go very well to ingrain in these kids. And they're not even kids, they're adults, but, kids. So, there's that. Albeit, it is really fun to go down those streets, blaring Fallschirmjäger and shit like that. Definitely car beats pedestrian. Fuck that bullshit. Oh, they're riding those fucking electric scooters too. That's some bullshit. I love it because there are 2 one-ways going around. And every day, at least I'm just sitting there the other day at a stoplight, and a motherfucking cyclist just drives through it. Like red light. I'm like, motherfucker, if you're gonna go through a stop sign, or you're gonna just cruise through a red light on your fucking pussy-ass bike, do it on the sidewalk, where you belong. Because fuck pedestrians too. This is what really kills me, is they need to just make arches everywhere. Just put an arch over the goddamn roads. So when the semi-religious, so when they go and try and cross the street, they don't actually have to cross the street. They just ride up the little arch and down the little arch. And they can walk up the little fucking arch and down the little fucking arch. They're not against my religion. They're just against my common sense. And, the really funny thing about those electric scooters is I think it would be really fun to start just throwing them in dumpsters. And, in places that are... I don't know. I'm semi... Let's put it this way. I'm a theist. I'm a Christian. I'm not really an agnostic, but I don't know enough to argue about it. And, so I don't know how do you put that on there. I don't know how you get that one out. I'm not a religious scholar by any means. I certainly don't have... I'm way more of a deist when it comes to how God relates to me in practical life, because it doesn't. You make decisions based on pragmatism, some sort of ethics, but mainly it's just pragmatism, and what God thinks of it really doesn't factor into what I think of too much of things. Albeit we tend to be on the same page about a lot of stuff. Yeah, I'm not agnostic. I just don't know enough about it to make a good argument. I mean, I don't want to get sidetracked on religion because it's going to get real crazy, and I think we'll probably actually get there a little later in the stream if I don't run out of time because I do have to work tomorrow. But so anyhow, what was I saying? Fucking bicycles and scooters. Oh, it would be really funny to start taking those because you just find them. Here's the thing: when they get done riding them, they just dump them. Okay, which is funny because they got the little GPS trackers on them. But I don't think they have cameras. And I thought it would be really funny to just start throwing them up in trees, putting them in dumpsters, like just put them in like nasty and unusual and hard to get places because people go around, the ones that like recharge them, they just go around with a little tracker on their phone to find these things. Well, he might have to get a strap on a vest. So I need to get those. I think it'd be really funny just start dumping those scooters in sewers and dumpsters and rivers and up in trees in the ghetto. That would be really funny. Just go around, pick a bunch of them up, just drive them, put them in like. Oh, really? See, that's something I should watch. That would just make me so happy. Yeah, because I mean, what are they going to do? That is literally the stupidest fucking idea you could ever have for a business. I think. I mean, it sounds good until that kind of shit happens. It's like, oh, I mean, I'm sure they insure them against that sort of thing, but even so, the insurance company would eventually be like, yeah, fuck that. We're not insuring those things. Ugh. I wouldn't even mind them. I wouldn't mind them if they just stayed restricted to where bicycles should be restricted to, which is not on roads and sidewalks by and large, and on bike trails and in, little residential suburban neighborhoods where that kind of bullshit is acceptable to ride around in. But when you got some fucking 30-year-old fucking Peter Pan motherfucker in his short shorts and blue hair fucking holding a purse riding down the fucking street on a scooter, like, man, I've seen people riding those goddamn things on 45-mile-per-hour fucking roads. Like, you're insane if you're trying to do that stuff. I am an adjacent Trump supporter. I enjoy the guy. I like how he seems to piss off. I like his effect on people who don't like him more than him. You know what I mean? I'm not really a huge fan of his policies. I don't mind them. But I certainly like who he pisses off. So, there's that. He can tone down his he can tone down some of his support for the bagels, but what are you gonna do? Everybody's got the hooks in you. So anyhow, what was I getting at? Alright, fucking those bicycles suck. And I don't know. So, where was I gonna get to into this today? What is this? Why do I have an asterisk here? What are you telling me, Twitter? A meat and plastic? Oh, I see. Well, I didn't expect that to be all that. Pepsi admits its soda contains cancer-causing ingredients. Well, I'm gonna have me an Orange Crush now. Actually, I got an RC still. Yes, he is my favorite orange person. Definitely one of my favorite orange people. Alright. So, what was I going to be into today? Where is it? Find this thing. So Count Dankula sat down with motherfucking Alex Jones. Apparently, this week, Alex Jones has been proven right a couple times about some shit. So I thought we should run around and see some of this bullshit. I wanna, cause there was some things said. Oh, you don't like the soda? You like water and you like juice? Well, that's good. But what about water versus juice? What about juicy water? What about water juice? Water is just juice of the earth. Yeah, Count Dankula and Alex Jones sat down for an interview. I can't say I'm a big conspiracy guy, but I'm probably a big conspiracy guy. Because I don't know if it's a conspiracy, plus, like, a lot of shit just goes down. And this is also the only thing that I made notes for this week. So, that's what I kind of came up with. So let me go ahead and we'll get this here set up with the things. And, Streamlabs. Turn on my crystal ball, bitches. Wait. Nope, that's not the one. Be gone. That's the one. There we go. Alright, so go back here. Oh man, I won't be able to. We could just not do that. We'll just listen to the audio. I gotta figure this shit out to where. Oh wait, maybe I could. I don't know. You know, one of these days, I'm gonna have to sit down with some people that do this stuff. Quality waters and juice, huh? When you got the fancy juice or the fancy water, you get the fancy water, that purified aquafine. I do enjoy. Now, I will say I do enjoy the simply brewed juices and the fresh. I mean, the fresh is fucking unbeatable. But I do enjoy a good. Oh. And I actually, speaking of juice, if you're into the juices, it's not the, I wouldn't say it's the finest quality, but they've started making apple juice that's just not straight up apple juice, like it's actually certain types of apple. And I will say the Honeycrisp apple juice that you can buy at Giant Eagle is top notch. Yeah. Top shelf bottled water from a tap, purified, put back in a bottle. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I drink from the damn hose. I like drinking from the fire hose. Cause that's where all the good stuff comes from. In fact, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm gonna grab a beverage real quick. No, not Granny Apple. They do have that though. They do have Granny Smith apple juice. I tried it. It's too sour for me because I like an apple juice that's crisp and refreshing, and this one tastes like a Granny Apple, which is fine in a pie, but yeah, in a juice it's like, yeah, it's not so good. It wasn't terrible. I've had worse. But yeah, the Honeycrisp. And the actual Honeycrisp apple itself is the best apple, I will say. Man, I have an entire goddamn nearly... Well, that's your loss. That's your loss, race. That's your loss, alright? It's not mine loss. I bet the Fiji apple ones are really good, too. And if I could find, like, Macintosh apple juice, it's the same thing. Not quite the same thing, but I like that crisp... a very firm, crisp apple. The worst one is bullshit that's made from Red Delicious. Because Red Delicious they're very red, but they are not delicious. And they turn to fucking mush. Man, I had Rusty Bucket the other day. They have applesauce. Love it. Had it with their green chili burger. And we got their cheese blanket nachos, which were very good as well. I'm just fucking. I know it's no one's loss. I don't know. I'll fight people over beverages. I'll fight people over beverages and sandwiches. But the I had a rusty bucket the other night. That was quite decent. It's very pretentious in there, but but their green chili burger was delicious. Had it's got the jalapenos on it, and let's see what I have there. Onion rings. They got a real good onion ring. It's almost like panko, but I don't think it's panko. And the applesauce. And the let's see. Oh, we got the cheese blanket nachos, which were very good. Albeit I have to say, the going out they look about the same as going in. Like it looked like I shat a goddamn. It looked like I shat a bunch of grass clippings from the like scallions and chili peppers and all the bullshit they put in it, like the pico de gallo. It just looked like fucking grass clippings and fucking turd. Like, but I enjoy a good coffee. The that one, I don't know. I'll have to say that I don't know if this is a what do you call that thing where you like something but you don't want to admit. A guilty pleasure is I enjoy those Starbucks frappuccinos that they put in the gimmicks. Now, I like regular coffee, a little creamer in it, but not big on that. It also turns to too much information on the in and out study your Kentucky. This stream is a lot about what just flows through the brain, in and out of my mouth. So, in and out of my mouth, and in and out of in my mouth and out the other end. But this is what it's supposed to be here. Is I just talk and just kind of make up shit as I go. So that's where we're gonna go with it. I'm not gonna give you a percentage of plant matter to stuff. Oh, see, I'm completely the opposite. For one, I like hot coffee in the cold times when it's cold outside, but in the summer, yes, can't do the hot bullshit. Also, regular coffee tends to give me indigestion really bad. I don't know why that is. Like, once I get 2 cups, I start to be like, ugh. It's just something that happens. I don't know why. I was never really a big coffee drinker until I got a little older. Like, I really only picked that up in the past 5 years. But all this beverage talk has not only made me want the soda, but my throat is getting dry. So I'm going to go ahead and grab some lubrication. Enjoy the shamisen. Be back in like 10 seconds. Get ready for some dead air. It's miserable. I'll put the damn midi fridge down here. There we go. Yeah. Let's see. Hear that? That nice carbonated loveliness. Sponsored by Sunkist. Right. So, here we go. Let's watch this bullshit. Oh wait, I gotta hear it.
Yeah, we tried to think.
Let's see.
We tried to help everybody. We yeah. I mean, hell, we're all in this together, man. Hang separate or hang together. Like,
Hang together, man.
this is really serious. This is a plan for.
Oh yeah, this is really serious.
They're trying to slide it in right now, and they're trying to put it in place.
I really need a couple monitors. Man, this shit's really loud.
Yeah, that's the thing is, I know that a lot of people on our side, even though we don't agree with each other, we all know that we're on this together.
There we go. Let's see if that's better. Maybe it's just loud in my ears. There we go. Hit. Hit. Hit.
He's a good guy too.
Yeah, Sargon's good.
So tell me what you think's going to end up happening to Joe Rogan, because they're calling him the Walter Cronkite of things now.
I have no idea. It's just that we were in talks with him. I know other people.
This doesn't work like my phone.
Stopped talking to us. I think
Oh wait, this just started way back. This started where I left off from it.
This is seen as like the meme shit posting central. This is actually on the internet. This is considered quite a holy.
I should have, timestamped some shit.
To make the pilgrimage to.
Well, making a pilgrimage to the critter, Hitler dog. Hitler dog's kind of the ace of spades.
It was the one that sent. It was the joke that sent an entire country into a friend.
Dig it. Let's see if I can get a good Alex Jones going here. Nope, I can't. For whatever reason. You do! Well, for one, it's too loud. I'm trying to be somewhat quiet. But you gotta know, it's the Ace of Spades. The Joker. Fucking terrible. Just terrible. Terrible at it. We can't really hear it. Motherfucker. I turned it down because it was all loud for me. We'll just turn that up. Oh, yeah. That's because this bullshit is turned way down. Let's get this cranking back up this way. Alright. Good call. Good call, Race Lever. Gotta do stuff to make sure things...
I'm saying I didn't even
things.
mean it. It was a complete accident.
Well, John Cleese did stuff worse.
Oh, Monty Python did stuff worse. They had have you seen the entire skit where it's just called, I think it was just called Being Offensive. That was the actual title of the skit, and they basically picked races, countries, nations, and just made fun of them. And then at the end of the skit, they had a scene called a game show called Shoot the Poof, where you had to try and basically gun down
That should be a national sport.
a homosexual. And that was in Monty Python. That was back in the 60s.
Wait a minute. I think you guys would like to see this, wouldn't you? Would you like to see it? Let's go ahead and, boop. There we go.
And obviously, if anything
There
like that
you go,
happened
guys.
now, they would all be in jail. All of them.
Well, look, the system we know isn't actually trying to
See if this
protect
actually
people's
goes
feelings.
down.
They're trying to set a precedent to shut down any speech they don't like. And we never hear a word from the left about communist China that I harp on, who's killed over 100 million of their own people in their own admission.
Their own admission.
And there they
There
have
we go.
total speech control, and big tech is openly working with them to help suppress their own population. So there's no moral high ground from
pop out
Silicon
this
Valley
bitchin' ass
and the
chat.
left. They only fund Black Lives Matter and the rest of it because they want to foment division. That's even in the WikiLeaks, that they're just creating cultural division.
Well, that was
Oh,
the thing that I noticed is a few years ago, Google actually refused to work with China because of the censorship and authoritarianism.
10 years ago, yeah.
But now, suddenly that's changed, and I think it's money. I think that's why. I think China offered them a check that had far too many zeros on it, and Google just
Well,
sort of
you guys
threw its
probably are
principles and
just
models
getting
to
the
the
half
side
of
and
the screen
decided
now
to
too,
accept
aren't
the
you?
offer, because I think they value money more than people suffering.
I actually agree with you because Google had the slogan, "Don't be evil." And 20 years ago,
Alright, so, here's the thing. In case any of you have missed this, we are heading towards the events chronicled in Revelation. Now, I don't actually think that God is coming back or Jesus is coming back, albeit I do not discount the possibility. However, a lot of people do think that. And a lot of the things mentioned in that are, for one, predictive programming, and for two, just for one, it's predictive programming. And a lot of people believing something will look at something and create self-fulfilling prophecies. That's the way I think a lot of prophets actually I wouldn't say prophets, because an actual biblical prophet is different than someone who prophesizes. Because basically, a biblical prophet is someone saying, if y'all keep doing this bullshit's going to happen, right? They're not actually like divining the future. They're just essentially seeing the potential outcome of things that are going to happen. And that's, perfectly fine. But it's not, I don't think it's magical in that sense. But you definitely have a predictive program. Lots of people believe it, and certainly people out there in the world have known this for a long time. So it wouldn't surprise me to be long-term, generational, sort of loose planning that kind of steers things in certain directions where we kind of... It's one of the reasons I like sci-fi. It's, we come up with a thing like Star Trek, and it inspires people to seek out and explore new worlds. No. It inspires people to pursue the technologies of the society of, whatever it might be, whatever, thing is happening.
Was it 1999? It was set up with CIA, InQtel, and NSA funding by the U.S. government using NSA keyword software to be able to search the web and have the best...
This is true. People have thought the apocalypse was coming. The difference is there wasn't a worldwide banking system. There wasn't a, worldwide surveillance system. There wasn't a worldwide, essentially crypto government that could be in effect. All that bullshit. There wasn't the actual things. Look at the social credit score that China uses, and the dependence on credit itself, payment processors, PayPal, all those things that aren't simply cash where you can't buy or sell unless you have that approval, that sort of thing. They didn't have those things. Yeah. Well, sort of. But yeah.
System.
They actually talk about
Google
this later
was
on.
pretty fair for its first 16 years or so. And what people voted for, what people clicked on, what people liked, that went to the top. So it was actually crowdsourced, the knowledge of the crowd. Just like a restaurant, you see it full of cars, it's better than the one with no cars. Probably get food poisoning at that one, the one that has 2 cars, versus the one that has 100 cars. Starting about 2 years before Hillary lost, about 5 years ago, that's when they started the shadow banning, rigging the search results, and that's all been confirmed. So when they give these congressional testimonies that, we've never fixed a search result in our whole history, it's an absolute fraud. We've seen all the whistleblowers come out. We've seen all the admissions. It's very, very dangerous.
That was the thing as well. I was watching them giving testimonies before Congress, and I was just feeling nothing but absolute anger and fury. Like Jack sitting there going, there is no conservative bias. And it's like, we have a wealth of evidence and everything to support this. Like, when was the last time that a left-wing or Democratic, MP or Congresswoman or anything like that got banned? It's always been right-wing people. Even just this week, I think
definitely true.
A few hundred right-wing channels have been terminated from YouTube. And then on the same day, just yesterday, Susan Wojcicki, the CEO of YouTube, went on Vox to say, people should be allowed to upload whatever they want to YouTube. Well, that's...
she's insulting her.
God damn it, stupid ass chat. Susan Wojcicki, if you're listening, baby, you're probably her race. Good God, lady, you're out of your depth. The sad thing is, I know it doesn't matter. People talk about the profitability of YouTube. It doesn't matter. YouTube is a loss leader. But it could actually be a profitable venture. And I mean profitable beyond being a loss leader. But they are afraid. They are afraid to do it.
She's saying, we don't censor, but they play a semantical game. They say we don't censor, but then when they list you as hurtful, and these incredibly vague outlines, then you're taken down. Not because of censorship, but because you violated the community guidelines. The Soviet Union didn't kill anybody. The local committees called for you to be shipped to a gulag where you starve to death.
Yeah, no, that's the thing, is it's like they keep the rules really, really vague on purpose so that they can selectively enforce them.
Well, this is how tyrannies always start. Everybody overuses the Nazi analogy, calls Trump a Nazi and all this stuff. I mean, if anything, he's super pro-Israel, so it's upside down world. But Hitler got in power in 1933, but it took him 4 or 5 years just to make groups he was targeting live in ghettos, not be able to run businesses, isolate them, then take their bank accounts away by 37, 38. Then, it wasn't until 41 or so, in the middle of the war, they started shipping people to forced labor camps. And so that's the authoritarian system they always use. They first isolate you, have the general public go along with having you lose your freedoms, and then once that happens, once your group's taken down, then it's open season on everybody. That's the famous quote by the pastor saying, first they came from the trade unionists, I wasn't a trade unionist, so I did nothing. When they came from the communists, I wasn't a communist, so I did nothing. When they came from the Jews, I wasn't a Jew. So, and then they came from the Catholics. And finally they came for me, I was like a Protestant, and there was nobody left.
Well, we use that phrase now, except we say first they came for Alex Jones.
I have seen that, and they definitely did, because like artillery opening up for 2 years, they demonized me, lied about me, and admitted in court cases and stuff, we're going to use him to get rid of New York versus Sullivan, the law where you have more free speech and libel laws can't shut down the press as easily. And so once they built this straw man, this hated pinata, then Democrats and the tech people went along with my unpersoning, my deplatforming, and then the model was set to go after all the other dominoes.
I think that was the point. What you were basically used as the catalyst to push this in. Say, for example, they generated so much hatred towards you for ages, and the average person in the street probably hates Alex Jones. So when they hear that a really, really shitty authoritarian tactic, it was very clear that big tech all met in a room and agreed to get rid of you all at once, all
and
on
it
the
was
same
that
day.
Sunday meeting that Tim Cook of Apple admits they had. So they had their Sunday meeting, wrote up the memo, sent it out, and then at 3 a.m. they all executed the big four: Apple, Google, Facebook.
Press that for Alex. Getting all yeeted off of all kinds of bullshit.
And Twitter all executed at 3 a.m.
No, that was the thing.
It's like Palpatine, execute order number 67.
that's exactly what it was like. Yeah. That is exactly it. But the fact is that big tech, huge conglomerate corporations essentially deleted a person. Basically, you were shipped off to the Ministry of Truth, and Winston was sitting there and got Alex Jones unperson rectify.
Because they digitally kill you, so then they can really launch the big attack. Once they've silenced you, well, now you're sitting there in the courtroom with a gag in your mouth. They can go, and this man is a child molester, and this man is this, and none of it's true.
And obviously you've had your platforms completely taken away, so you can't defend yourself unless someone takes the effort to go to Infowars.com.
Exactly, and the good news is people know the media's been lying to them, and they know that I exposed Epstein actually 12 years ago and said he was into eugenics and into Satanism, because that's what they're all into. He headed up the David Rockefeller's Institute in New York, and they're setting up eugenics.
You're not going to like my ice cream video.
I already knew Epstein headed that up. People were like, whoa, you just said he had islands and was running compromise operations with blackmail. You said specifically that he was into eugenics.
Boom. Jeffrey Epstein's main fucking thing. Easily. Hey guy, why don't you come to my island? And, we'll hook you up with some real fine ladies. It'll be great. And then they do. And I sure hate these videos to get out. And then they got him. Oh.
And transhumanism, because he was the head operator of the group that met at the Albert Einstein University with Oprah Winfrey and Ted Turner and Bill and Melinda Gates.
I already
and
did
Warren
that
Buffett
joke. That was
and
like
David
3 shows ago.
And the articles that had come out about it admitted they're establishing a world government, and they're establishing it to carry out transhumanism.
That was one thing that we were addressing as well. Have you not noticed the Me Too movement immediately stopped caring when Epstein happened? Like, whenever there was a famous actor or anybody that got Me Too'd or a comedian, the press were all over. Like, remember who was the huge one that happened? Kavanaugh. Like, they had her. She was in the media all the time and like, oh, listen to this woman, Me Too, hashtag Me Too. What about Epstein's victims? They've just stopped caring. Have you seen any of them getting interviewed?
Well, that's right. Well, no, that's because Hillary and Bill were on board all those times. That's because all the royals were flying around on there, executives.
Those aren't
again,
a thing.
You had Bill Gates meeting with Epstein in New York, and he won't say why he was meeting with him. Well, we know the group. Because we have articles going back years ago about them meeting in secret to save the Earth by depopulating it. So when you read about people like the big director Harvey Weinstein, who also hung around with Epstein.
Now, I swear to God,
Express and
if Vegan Games starts showing up here,
when you read about those
trying
guys,
to debate me,
you'd be some beautiful young woman, and in some cases
I'm going to be like, no, I'm not debating you.
He would enjoy
go upstairs,
horrifying them,
eat a steak,
sit there and get in the shower and clean his.
Even if I don't want a steak,
it's all about
go up there,
humiliating beautiful young women and dominating them and sucking energy off. That's kind of the lowest level. But then also there's have sex with an underage person, have sex with a child, torture a child, humiliate a child. They get the most psychic energy off of that. So there's a continuum of levels that they're engaged.
I find this hilarious. Somewhat true. Maybe. Who knows? The idea, it kind of actually does go back to the Sabbateans, where causing pain and suffering, but I mean, look at his face. Look at Dankula's face. He's just sat there like, I can't believe this guy is telling me this stuff. Oh my God, people do that? No. Well, that's nice. Ben and Jerry are a couple of fucking dipshit hippies.
Agent, all the way to child torture and child sacrifice.
I never knew about any of that stuff. I knew there was like, I thought the paedophile ring thing was all about sexual gratification. Is it a lot more?
It's about raw power. It's about breaking God's
About
rules.
raw power.
It's about humiliating
breaking
the
God's
potential
will.
seed of the universe. A child has all this potential to create a whole new universe. As Mahatma Gandhi said, each of us has to see the universe in us. So we're made in the image of God.
I don't want vegan
and so
games
a
here.
child has the potentiality. Just like humans have built all this technology, we'll go off-world and interdimensional
I mean, he
soon.
can show up and watch if he wants.
When we sleep,
He's all right.
DMT
He's actually
experiences,
outside of
that's
the
proven
vegan
other
issues.
dimensions. I mean, there are people going to have DMT events.
He's not
that
bad.
Doctors run, and 50 people, 100
But
people all
God
see the very
fucking
same
Christ,
hallucination.
they're so
It's not the same
autistically
hallucination. It
focused
opens
on
the
that
veil.
dumb shit.
And so they're having communications. But
It's nonsense.
the way the universe works is high-level stuff won't come in to that position because of free will. Only low-level stuff that breaks God's rules that can only get as high as our plane of existence, and we're the event horizon for them. They can't get past this, and so that's why they're trying to do that. And this is what the establishment actually believes. And so they go out to satisfy the entities that they're getting knowledge from and that they're serving. These entities are older than they are, but not more powerful, but they think they are. So they've joined forces with these satanic and demonic entities. The universe is full of this stuff to hurt children, do things because the entities are into that because they hate God at the higher levels, so they can capture a seed and destroy it. They believe they extract power from it. So it's a bleeding of the higher orders.
Right, so it's basically...
That face again. He just can't process it.
What is Stadia? It's a whole new
What
way
the
to play
fuck
your
is going on?
favorite games online.
What is
No console
Stadia?
buy, no beefed up
Oh,
PC
that's the other. That's the
just
background.
new games streamed
Okay.
Child
directly
sacrifice to take the power off the child.
Yeah, that's why every culture, whether it was the ancient Europeans or the ancient Mesoamericans in Latin America, hell, they had sacrifice right here in Texas by the Karankawa, or whether it was people in Hawaii, or whether it was people in Tahiti, or whether it was people in ancient Eastern Europe or ancient China, every culture built pyramids and sacrificed children to entities.
Yes, they did seem to do that a lot, but I don't think it's probably more speaking to the universality of certain types of religions, or at least early religious thought, especially, you know, back in like the Neolithic before there was actually organized religion, tribal and things. You thought everything was an exchange between you and nature, so you would have to. This is where the Abrahamic, you know, we're gonna sacrifice fucking what's his face on the rock. You know, the angel stays his hand, but the idea that you have to give up the thing that is most precious to keep society going. Well, we'll just have to carry on. We'll see if I can. I'll try and figure out some things to do the others. I could try no. But yeah, child sacrifice, all this stuff. But I did not say vegans are right. But you know what? If that'll get you off of veganism, yeah, vegans are right. I shouldn't eat meat and dairy. I honestly, I should just stop eating. God forbid I make the plants suffer. So
that would only appear to them if they tortured so many children, and then they would give them advanced knowledge.
So is it in exchange for knowledge then as
knowledge?
Yes, but it's always twisted knowledge that will only hurt humanity.
well? Right, so is it sort of like a monkey's paw wish?
Monkey's paw.
Where you'll get what you want, but there's a catch.
Sure, it's like, you know, the Middle East, like they have the thing about the jinn. If you ask them for 1,000 pounds of gold, you better ask for, I want you to put right over there on the floor, away from everybody, 1,000 pounds.
Good advice. If you ever meet a genie, make sure you're very specific with your wishes. Very, very specific.
Pounds of gold, and then go away forever. My second wish, whatever.
Yeah.
So those are all archetypes of how this works. See, take a dog. Dogs only see in black and white except a little bit of red and a little bit of blue. Cows only see in black and white except for a little bit of red. And deer only see in black and white. Well, does green exist, or does orange exist, or does yellow exist, just because they can't see them?
It all depends on the perception. Like people say that about the fourth dimension as well, where it's real. We just only have the ability to perceive 3 dimensions, but just because we can't see it doesn't mean that it's not
Exactly,
there.
and see, satanic forces can only get up to the second dimension through the third and the fourth through us. So the lesser systems have to jack through us like avatars. You're always wondering, why do the Satanists want to cut their tongues off, their genitals off?
Let's see how well that audio works out here. While we just do stuff. Okay, whatever.
Like avatars, you're always wondering why do the snakes just want to cut their tongues off, their senses off?
Let's see how well that audio works out. Oh, we just do stuff. Okay, it seems to be alright.
Or kill babies, or or
I'll
like
just
lie
have
to them.
to. I'll just have to remember to stop the video before I talk.
Horizon, when they go through the black hole to hell, are they just ripping themselves apart? Because that's all they can do. That's who they are. They resonated with that energy.
Oh yeah.
So you've got the
Goes
lower
back
dimensions
on.
assaulting the higher dimensions.
So do you think that that's why a lot of neolibs and neocons are very pro-war? They want to inflict that evil upon the world?
Yes, war creates more sorrow, more dark energy, more destruction than any other huge blood
Good
sacrifice.
old blood sacrifice.
So it blows.
Good old blood sacrifice. That's how you get nations made. Get what I'm saying?
The whole interdimensionally. See, that's why you go to these ancient sites like Stonehenge where they do a lot of human sacrifice. It's not just a ley line with a lot of energy, electromagnetically it's coming out.
I've never understood the electromagnetically thing. Just, okay, we understand electromagnetism. So why? But how does that connect to the demon realm? If that's true, then we've wired up our entire fucking planet, basically, with a bunch of electromagnetic lines that, we can draw. Maybe that's what we're doing. Maybe that's why we have electricity, but I think it's probably just to make, light, power, and heat.
It also, it's kind of like, you go to the Caribbean, you can chum the ocean, for sharks to come. And if they do it every day for years, there'll be a bunch of, off Cozumel, there'll be a bunch of 12-foot tiger sharks that show up. And they're tame. Just divers go down, people pay a lot of money, they sign a waiver. You're not in a cage.
That face again. He just does this the entire time. You just see him looking at him like you can't believe it. It's awesome. I think everybody who meets Alex Jones probably talks with that face. Probably has that look on their face the entire time.
And you feed the tiger sharks these big chunks of meat, and they eat them, and then they come back like dogs every day. Okay? Well, it's the same thing. Satanists and the occult, they go to these sacred sites to kill animals and people over and over and over again. So interdimensionally, there are things swimming around and waiting that then swim up at those points. And then if the rewards are big enough to the entities, then they will impart advanced knowledge. If you read like all the old, not fake stuff like the Satanic Bible and all that, but actual real black magic manuals and things.
Now, I do wonder if there's a phase resonance with matter and energy, in the sense that we don't really know what energy is, or at least when they say energy, you can talk about the forces involved, you can talk about but they don't really know what the function of it is. Like, why do these two forces, they say the electrons in two separate pieces of the electronic repulsion is what keeps one solid thing from going into another solid thing. But what is it? The actual electrons just bouncing off each other? There's a guy out there, I think he was on JF Stream, he has this rope theory, which is not string theory, it's rope theory. But I wonder, because when it comes to dimensionality, I wonder if there are frequencies, for lack of a better term, and if you phase shift them, if that would actually be how you would, say, reach another dimension, as they put it. But all in all, I tend to think it's kind of silly.
It all came out of Solomon's temples, and it was set up almost 3,000 years ago.
Should kill the background.
Look at all that.
You're probably right.
And it's all in the Bible. They were
We'll just do that.
Basically engaging in these rituals to get advanced knowledge.
There you go,
from the
buddy.
spirits. And so that's what they're doing, is they're contacting aliens. Just aliens don't come from space; they come interdimensionally. They're all around us.
Right, but the fact is, why have they not learned their lesson if the knowledge they're receiving is cursed? Ultimately, it leads to bad things.
Well, they don't care, and the demons tell them, you've got to go do bad things so you can resonate with us, so we can properly give it to you. Like, again, they tell you all this in Hollywood. Take Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. And it's real cheesy and everything, but it's one of the only good of the first 3, I think. But Palpatine tells the newly minted Darth Vader, but his eyes aren't yellow, he isn't totally turned over yet, you need to go kill all the kids at the Jedi Temple. And then only then will you be strong enough for the dark side. So he's got to go kill a bunch of little, he goes and does child sacrifice.
At this point, I like the Empire better.
Little kids that loved him. He kills basically his own kids that he taught and loved to get the satanic power. That's what they did. And George Lucas is telling you.
Yeah.
So Hollywood is
I actually see. Here's the thing about this, though, is if Hollywood is trying to tell us, and Hollywood is twisted, then the Jedi are the actual demonic ones. The Sith are the good guys. At least that's what I think.
Obsessed with the currency of molesting children, but that's only one level of it. About half of them end up disappearing, and they torture them really to death, really hardcore.
Is there not an equivalent? You know, say for example, you've got the demonic powers that are imparting bad knowledge onto us. Is there not a good equivalent to it?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the good equivalent is being loving to your children and working hard, being strong, standing up to bullies, and we all know it's good. We all know green fields in the sky and swimming and life and being happy and being honorable. That's all the higher dimensions. It's just we're caught. Your earth is really purgatory between heaven and hell.
Ooh, baby, do you know what that's worth? Ooh, heaven is a place on earth.
Yeah, because I do kind of feel that we live in a really narcissistic and unforgiving age. I feel like we don't care about people and care about the world as much as we used
live in a
to.
giant energy system. I mean, it's literally boot camp, testing where we want to go. We want to go to the higher dimensions. We have free will.
Yeah.
Conscious. We have all these, genetic memories, race memories, memories of everything. That's what the instincts are. And so you have to be given free will. And so you have to be put into this zone, a real third dimensional, not a simulation, a real third dimensional system in a real creation, so that we can make decisions about what we're going to do. This is all a testing ground.
What do you feel the ultimate end result's going to be? Because I've got a feeling. I try my best not to get blackpilled. I try my best not to get upset and think everything's pointless. None of this is going to work. Nothing we do can change. And I do try and prevent myself from getting to there. Like, I want to be a good person. I want to give people freedom. I want to have a family. I want to raise my kids well and raise them to be good people. But it's a case of the people who are the evil.
That's all fucking Anakin Skywalker wanted to do. He just wanted to bang his hot princess lady, have some kids, raise them. Jedi wouldn't allow that now, would they? Think about it.
The ones I feel are the ones that have the power. And it's a case of how can we take it from
We only have power in this limited zone, only for a limited period of time.
Yeah.
And so betting on the universe and God, having children is putting your cards on the table. It's actually getting in the arena. Having children is getting in the arena. They want to kill them and use them. We want to give them the chance at free will. And we want to put them into this so that we're betting on them in the future. And then that's going to make us make the right decisions to make sure they come with us.
I would agree with you on that. I feel like being a good person and then passing that on to your, because obviously that's what life is. It's basically passing your genes on to the next generation to continue life and make sure life can be prosperous.
And think about that. We'll keep going.
No, but just basically, it's not just your genes and everything that you're passing on, it's also your personality.
Still waiting on those Levi's.
Your thoughts, your good deeds, and everything, and you're wanting your child to be a continuation of that. Because
you're passing on exactly a world we built, and then genetically, it's every human, from wherever we came from, through all of eternity, is compacted into those genes. And that's just literally the earth suit of all our ancestors and our experiences going forward. But then they've proven that there's something ethereal, a spirit that's jacking in and resonating with the cells in your body. But this is just a body. So even all the genetics and all that. I mean, take chickens.
Okay. I don't think we know that. I think it's more like you just basically have a short-term memory, a really short-term memory, a short-term memory, a mid-term memory, and a long-term memory, and they all review each other, and that's where you get consciousness.
You've heard of epigenetics?
Because it's like a feedback loop. It's your short-term memory, your shortest-term memory informs your short-term memory, and that goes back, and that's reviewed by the other term memory, while you're getting new input the entire time. But I don't fucking know.
They've taken chickens 10 generations, 20 generations, 30 generations, they don't forget, raised them indoors in warehouses, inside where they never get to look at the outside, anything. And 20 generations later, they can project on the ceiling clouds, the sun, all of these. And they can project a triangle or a rectangle or a circle flying along, they don't care. And they can put like a crane, a big bird flying with big long feet. The minute it's a hawk, the look of a hawk, they all run screaming like it's the end of their life into their coop.
Yeah.
Now, talking about instincts, beyond instincts. It's all the encoding.
I actually think that's pretty much just. I think that's pretty much just instinct.
Of the millions of generations before of the birds that know that's what eats me. So that's why kids are scared of monsters and things with big teeth. That's why you've ever seen children, when they go in or out of a door, they're scared of doors. Well, for all of our development, big cats and things would wait outside the door when children came out to eat them. So only children that saw that and knew that passed that on.
Yeah.
You understand? And so we already have all this programming. The problem is a lot of people only have programming, you could say, for what they've experienced on this planet. Clearly, a lot of people had information that was in earlier things called old souls. And
Yeah.
so they have more advanced stuff in future situations because we all, like we've experienced it before. It's like they tell you in like the Matrix 3 or whatever, which is all Luciferian Illuminati kind of externalization of the method. They're like, oh, this is the 900th and whatever time that they've drilled in
911th time.
Zion or
I
whatever,
gotta work
destroyed
on
it.
that.
And we're finally going to beat you this time. And so that's the whole point. Is like they know they've already been attacked over and over and over again. And so it's this replay over and over again where the system's trying to find out how to crack free will. The devil's lost over and over again.
That's going to blow my mind a little bit. So this is something that could have happened many, many times before.
God damn it. I hate fucking cyclical bullshit.
We're just having a
It's been proven with the epigenetics that it's not just chickens when they see a hawk that run, but they don't run from another bird projector. They've never seen a hawk, never seen a chicken killed. They just know that's what kills me. And then they've also done the epigenetic.
That's actually true, and humans have it too. Our field of vision doesn't like snakes, and we're set to react to things scurrying along in our lower field of vision, like our bottom half around at the ground. When things move around in that area, sets off our warning shit.
That's why they're all freaked out. And people have, like you see movies about space and all this. It just seems like, well, that's what we're supposed to do. Like I've seen this before. Well, it's because there's a lot of going on here. It's not like, obviously humans did not originate on this planet.
I don't feel we did either.
But
yeah.
so we'd be able to deal with it.
Yeah.
We were clearly put here by God. We're made in God's image to from a lower form to build an Earth suit for this environment. I mean, God didn't just build some suit over here. God's so masterful, eternal. God gives us a suit that's millions of years old. You understand how powerful that suit is?
Created antiquity. Meh, I don't mind it.
Yeah.
And then the suit goes to the next level. Then we get another body, go through another level, another body, another level, until one day we're sitting at the table with the big guy.
I kind of hope that the afterlife is like that because I think, when you die in this life, fuck reincarnation because that's fucking retarded. But it'd be cool if you went to say like another kind of world and there was like magic and shit, and it was kind of like think of like Sword Art Online, kind of like that kind of thing going on, but there's magic and stuff. You can have like superpowers and it could be cool, man.
So it's almost like each sort of, you've seen the famous picture of the evolution where it's the ape, transforming into man. Like each one is an iteration getting smarter and smarter as it goes along, but it's not 100% to do with the size of the brain. It's almost like knowledge from the monkey is being passed down every generation. So it's a learning process as you go down.
But it was all there. And again, they've proven that the apes and all that really aren't even our line. It gets more complex. We're big jumps. But the point is, evolution's real. We all instinctively know it is, but not the evolution we're told. It's not the preachers going, the Earth's 6,000 years old. I made the calculation. And then the other guy going, no, the Earth. I mean, here's an example. Before one of the gas giants, I always forget it's Saturn or Jupiter, got hit by Shoemaker Levy. That was the name of the big comet that broke up in pieces and blew holes in it. Guys, look up Shoemaker Levy for me.
Pretty sure it hit Jupiter.
I had that little glitch in the Matrix. Can't remember which one it was. In the 80s or whatever, or was it 90s, that hit the
mid-90s
gas giant. I think it was Jupiter, or was it Saturn? But it broke up like 6, 7 pieces, and each hole was bigger than the Earth. It blew on the side of the gas giant as it went down into the hard core of it. And they'd always said, oh, huge asteroids only hit the Earth every couple million years. Then once we got satellites, we saw all these big blast points. Most big lakes around the world are actually spots where asteroids hit. Yeah. Now they know these things are actually hitting probably every 100,000 years, maybe even sooner.
Okay, so about that, the thing is, you only got so many asteroids. So you're going to have a lot of bombardment and less as time goes on because there's going to be less and less shit out there in space to fall on you.
Sooner. So see, what science is telling us, it's only a theory too. They don't know. It was Jupiter. And what year did it hit? No. It's okay. The point is that once they saw that, now they have all these telescopes, they're seeing giant asteroids and comets and stuff hitting planets all the time. And out in the Kuiper Belt, it's just like,
It's a huge field.
It's just giant asteroid field.
Yeah.
92.
And 94 hit. And 94. Look, I hit a couple times.
Yeah.
Oh, broke apart 92, hit Jupiter 94.
Yeah, so broke apart 92, hit Jupiter 94. I'm only bringing that up because now they know the Earth's getting hit all the time.
Yeah. Well, that's one thing as well that I've noticed. It's something that's even taken part in culture as well. Like,
I'm sure it is. Alex says a lot of things.
For example, I think it was the Inuit people actually had metal tools. And the reason they got it was from meteorite strikes that had actually happened way up in the Arctic Circle. And they knew, they considered that to be a blessing from gods as well, from, their equivalent of what they believe to be a god, But there was also one thing they were saying as well about information being passed down. And this is one thing that freedom of speech actually factors into this. Say, for example, if InfoWars disappeared completely, you were absolutely depersoned, you were removed from the internet entirely, we would still be able to use our speech to pass that on to people. So it's a case
Yeah, the
of
verbal tradition.
the verbal tradition of a
Thousands of years from now, after the societal collapse, we will sit around campfires and tell our children of the great Alex Jones who saw it coming.
getting passed down. For example, the Aboriginal people in Australia have a story that's tens of thousands of years old, where they talk about the island, you know, Australia being much, much bigger, and there being this whole land which was eaten by the great ocean beast. They're talking about the ocean, and it turns out, see where the Great Coral Reef is, that used to all be above the water. Like, it basically got flooded and sank into the ocean. But 10,000, tens of thousands of years later, that same story, they remember that land being there, and that got passed down through words. And this is the thing that we still have, is even if you got deleted, removed, and highlighted completely, we can still pass it down. Because Banksy, you know, the graffiti artist Banksy, he gave an excellent quote where he says that you die twice. One first is when you actually die, and the second is when someone says your name for the very last time.
I agree with that. It's powerful. And exactly, they want to kill. I mean, you take Eric Blair, whose pen name was George Orwell. He wrote, of course, essays about 1984. That's why we know what he meant by it.
Yeah.
He'd been a communist, a Fabian socialist, and found out this is horrible. So he wrote a book about how horrible it would be if it took over by 1984. And in it, he said they're trying to reduce the language down where it's impossible to ever resist again because there's no oral tradition.
You speak. That's
and that is what the so-called left is, in their own admissions, in their own WikiLeaks, is monstrous, evil people threatened by the Renaissance, true liberalism in the West, and they're waging total war on it. I mean, that is evil. And a lot of the public are gibbering idiots now and threatened by words. I mean, I've seen...
I'm a gibbering idiot, but I'm not threatened by words.
People, when I was at a big natural swimming pool here in town called Barton Springs years ago, there was a couple of Hispanic guys, and they could obviously be smoking weed until they were stoned. He goes, let's get some Chinese food. And he goes, you're not supposed to say that. It's racist. They don't call it the Chinese New Year now on billboards here. It's called the Lunar New Year. So even the word, let's get Oriental food. And all these companies changed from Oriental rugs to Asian rugs. Who said Oriental? That's the Orient. It's hurtful. They want to make it outrageous. The Republic.
Use of the word Orient is like Eurocentric thinking, man.
Republicans were trying to run an ad just last week, as you know, we talked about on air, where they just said, we want strong women to join Trump 2020. They said, we're banning that ad. Someone may see that it's not a woman, and the word woman hurts them. They're not mentally ill doing that. They are waging war against the basic language.
This is actually a thing. The trying to change the language sort of changes your tool set of how you deal with issues and ideas. And it's a very common thing. We all play it in a certain way, I guess. But yeah, some of those fucking words are ridiculous. They come up with
language now.
Yeah, I think it's a case of there is far too much policing of language. It's happening far too often.
Because they're waging war on it.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the admitted plan. They're removing it all right now.
Well, that's the thing, is they're even making, the entry-level requirements and even the requirements to pass your grades and get degrees. They're lowering the bar and everything. They're basically rewarding people for not being as smart.
Harvard isn't even making people basically do it. It was like...
They took away recess from elementary schools in my area. What the fuck?
Do whatever you want now. It's just be politically correct.
That shouldn't need to be a factor in whether or not you get your
look
degree.
At professional classes,
Yeah.
how hardworking doctors are. That's all one of robots doing that. And then you won't know what you got hit with. But it's a two-tier class. So the system is threatened by the Renaissance, and there is a sabotage of the human species at our launch.
I'm telling y'all, it's a sabotage
level. And then the very globalist plan they're trying to defend the planet, they're the ones doing the genetic engineering, the cloning, the toxic waste dumping, the overfishing, all the societal corruption, all the things that hurt the earth itself. They want to tax carbon dioxide as the bad thing. It's what plants respirate off of. It's a trace gas.
It's what plants crave.
And plants grow faster and are healthier and put off more oxygen when you have them. Everyone knows that. But if they can wage war against what plants live off of, and we'll accept it as poison, and they can tax every level of it and track it, they've dominated the planet. While ignoring all the other stuff they do, Obama just bought that $14 million house right on the water. Under their models, it'll be gone in 10 years. It's all made up. Al Gore said in 2003 that by 2017, we'd all be under...
Okay, side note, I think it'd be really fun to start a techno funk band called Al Gore Rhythm.
Water, but he bought a house right on the beach. It's all just fear-mongering.
Not rhythm, rhythm.
But now they're bringing in geoengineering. Chemtrails are admitted now. The CIA admits it. Obama admits it. And they have NBC News articles about, they are spraying you to keep the earth safe and block out the sun for global warming. But when we're sitting there showing people the patents, 20 years ago, we're the kooks. Now it's admitted.
Well, that's the thing, is you've been proven right about Epstein. You've been proven right about the fluoride as well. And one of the common memes that we're seeing online is, we all owe Alex Jones an apology, because there has been a lot of things that you have been right about, and you were, maybe, how long was it? Was it 17 years ago? I think you spoke about fluoride.
Yeah, I mean, I've been talking about it for 25 years ago on air, but they can find 17-year-old videos and stuff just right before YouTube came online. But listen, I want to say I'm smart. Fluoride's one of the most studied things out there. And when they When they turn it into an acid, it makes it weaponized. Hydrofluorosilicic acid. It's deadly poison. We've had top scientists from major universities on. The unanimous
Fluoride loves to react. It will react with any goddamn thing it possibly can.
scientist of the FDA, of all people, it's the guys on top that are bad. In the 90s and again in the early 2000s, they all unanimously, all their scientists, signed papers saying take it out of the water. They had Harvard studies 20 years ago, 10 years ago. New big studies came out in the Journal of American Medicine saying, yeah, it lowers IQ, does all these things. It's just that they would ridicule
That face again.
you if you talked about it then. Now they're having to admit it because no one buys it anymore. But then you go to cell phone radiation and 5G. That's been admitted for decades to give you cancer. So, but where I have been trailblazing from their own from research that no one else was willing to put out is the psychic vampirism, the taking the energy from women and children and innocent people.
Oh, Alex Jones used to be so much fun on Coast to Coast AM.
These people are into. I mean, I never believed any of this stuff. I researched that. I talked to former top FBI agents like Ted Gunderson who told me all this. And I talked to top generals.
He had hair back then.
And people that said, listen, you know, at the bottom of communism, Satanism. And they're taking the energy of the children. I mean, these are like former head of Air Force Weapons Development, and the head of the FBI in LA. I mean, these are like really serious people 20-something years ago going, hey, this is where it really goes. This is what they're really doing. And they're about abomination. Anything that is contrary to how we were designed and made. We have free will. We're allowed to violate it. Okay? Yeah. And God knows we're children. We're babies. We're going to do that. But God says once you get off in this riptide, you go too far, you're going to get taken out to sea. And so that's what's happening.
Like a fire.
And so, you know, what's really cutting edge is the dimensional model. But I'm only going off that because when you get deeper in what the globalists think, when I was on Joe Rogan earlier this year in February, or in March, whenever it was, he was talking about DMT. And I said, well, for decades, they have government facilities. They're basically like astronauts, but they're mapping other dimensions. They take IV drip DMT, and they stay in there sometimes hours, not 5 minutes.
Okay, so now I really, 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 really want to fucking try DMT for this conversation that's about to happen.
And they're in their map.
If I ever get my hands on some of it, I'll stream it.
And communicating with these things in the U.S. government. Because I had heard that when I was a kid from folks that were living in San Francisco that were under a government.
You're right. That might just be Dank's resting face.
Grant doing it. 6 months later, just recently, Joe had a guest on, a professor, saying, oh, look, pull it up. It just was announced this week that in Tokyo and in London and other areas, these universities are opening up to the public for people that want to volunteer. And they gave the term to go in like astronauts and model the DMT zone. So now they're going to go from what they were doing, I heard this, probably about 37 years ago, 38 years ago. I was sitting there around the dinner table listening to this. My mom had a friend visiting from San Francisco. Okay, and they were just talking about the researchers and what they were doing, and now they've got to get rid of the elves are everywhere. You got to like, get them out of the way. They're hopping around everywhere, other dimensions, all this other stuff. You got to map it, and they're in there trying to come back and write notes and all this stuff. And I'm hearing this from your kid, you're like, this is kind of scary. Yeah. So you'll see a movie like Alien or something really scares you because you've heard adults with PhD research stuff, talk about this. Okay. Yeah. So I'm sitting there hearing all this, and so I'm talking about on Joe Rogan. 6 months later, he's got a professor on going, the public's going to be open for this. You're going to be able to go out now, and you're going to be able to go in and talk to the aliens. So this is the infiltration. The infiltration is people are taking these drugs, interfacing. It's amazing. They're making deals with these guys, and they're coming back and building it here.
What do you think is going to
I just signed right here on the contract. It'll be great. We're going to do real good there.
happen when the public are able to do it? Because I thought that was something that was reserved only for the elites.
Well, the raw DMT keeps going like 5 minutes or so, and then you don't know what it is. And well, I saw the shapes and I saw a creature. They think they can't get you. They'll torture the living hell out of you. I mean, a lot of people, they'll be like a 100-foot praying mantis trying to break your will. They'll be like,
I want to fight a 100-foot praying mantis. That would be fucking awesome.
They'll be on a spaceship with elves, people all chained up. They've already died. They've got their souls. I mean, it's not. You don't want to play around with it. But the point is, they're sending these governmental astronauts, and when the aliens show up to talk to them, it's deals they want to make with them. It's more serious talk. It's not just the level. Imagine like in these dimensions, there's lots of like retarded gremlins running around. All this is in lore. Little gremlins just want to break stuff, attack people. They want to hurt you. They're jealous of you. Yeah. Okay, but they've been around so long, and they're torturing people all the time, so they know stuff you don't know. You're like a baby. Imagine some 80-pound meth head devil worshiper, but there's a 2-year-old that's going to grow up to be 100 feet tall. But right now it's only 4 feet tall or whatever. It's tough, it's smart, but he doesn't know who it is, and it's born into this system with a 90-pound meth head demon, and it's tripping him and putting poison in the food so it can make this big giant small. And it's giving it's torturing the giant, giving it electroshock therapy. It's putting on Prozac. It's putting it in front of the TV to make it weak and mentally ill.
Electroshock therapy is it works. Mike Pence approves.
So the little gremlin can manage you throughout your life and then get your soul at the end. Have it go with it. Stay with it forever.
Also, screw tape letters.
So they can strut around with all the people they trick to join them and have that power in their lower dimension.
Yeah.
Understand?
Yeah, I understand what you mean. So it's basically a system of control, but
but some people that go to the lower dimension, like the Bible does, God doesn't, very often send people back, and God and people sit back aren't like angels, like TV shows.
Yeah.
But there are, until God shuts all this down. It says it's coming at some point. While the dimension
shuts it down,
gates open right now to test us. It'll get shut and then it's rolled up and thrown away. They'll be with each other forever. That there are some humans who are really evil and bad that get to get let out, get to get sent back to do stuff.
Really?
Not physically, but the ghosts that are lurking around.
But this was one thing that I understood as well, and you see this through a lot of religious symbolism. Have you seen basically the pine cone symbol?
Yes.
And a lot of symbolism, and the reason
Tiny
for that
old
is, apparently it represents as well as, you've heard of the magic mushrooms.
Yes.
Apparently on the old pine cones that had fell, that's where you would mostly find them growing. And basically, obviously, whenever people ate them, they would trip out, think they had a
people ate them.
Religious experience, they felt it opened the third eye, and people feel that may have been the first thing that got people to see over to the other side and made them aware that it was there in the first place, which is why in a lot of religious texts and stuff like that, it's not even just Christianity, a lot, there's the symbol of the pine cone, but you say it represents the pineal gland.
You're absolutely right. I mean, absolutely. And that's why they don't want us on air talking about this, because I knew about this a long time ago, but then I've made sure of tracking them, watching them, studying what they're up to. This is really going on. And they don't want their people that are into this thinking they're talking to good creatures and they think they've got advanced knowledge. They don't want their people hearing this and saying, whoa, I'm on the wrong team. I don't want to be part of this.
Yeah.
And so, that's what it comes down to, is that impairing yourself and going into those states, you're only going to run into bad stuff. But if you seek out God and everything, not in these phony churches, but just seeking God, like Christ said, you'll actually, the Holy Spirit have a connection that's healthy and good and not destructive, and that also isn't, done by inducing you into a near-death experience. Because your brain thinks it's dying. You think.
No, I'm playing this on 1.25 speed.
Yeah, because I've heard I didn't know if it was an urban legend or anything like that, but apparently if your life flashes before your eyes right before you die, that's your brain releasing mass amounts of DMT.
That's true.
Because apparently it's going through all of your thoughts and histories and experiences to find the piece of information that might get you out of this situation. Is that true? I don't know.
I think usually people know when they're dying a couple of weeks before, so some of it starts getting released. That's why people they're dying of cancer, they'll start telling you about your grandmother did this, great grandfather, family here, this is buried over there. This was the key I learned about life. It's imparting knowledge at the end too. And then if people don't open that up, then it's flashing before their eyes because they were supposed to be an elder and impart that before they died.
Right. So basically the DMT also assists in passing on the information to your offspring as well.
That's it.
Yeah.
And people that have a really deep sleep or low oxygen levels can also go into DMT-like experiences.
That's amazing.
But here's the thing. We know there's at least 11 dimensions. And we know that all the ancients knew this stuff was going on. And there's good guys and there's...
We don't know that. That's just one of the possible ways of string theory. Has 11 dimensions because that's how much math they can do in it.
Bad guys. And the bad guys are absolutely real. And there's free will in the universe, so they're allowed to run around and do this. And we're allowed to decide what side we're going to be on. But the truth is, if we all realized this, understood this, you would see all this evil go away very, very quickly, be diminished down to almost nothing. The problem is that we sit there and put up with evil. We let evil guilt us and manipulate us and tell us to side with it.
A lot of people I've talked to have talked about relatives of theirs that used to be really bad alcoholics. And strangely, when some of them get withdrawals, they can actually hallucinate. And the one consistent thing I've heard from like the 2 or 3 different people that have talked about this is that when they withdraw from alcohol like that, when they're that much of an alcoholic, they actually see demons and like little fucking retarded hobgoblins dancing around trying to call them back. And I kind of just always thought that was interesting.
And if we do what it says, it'll leave us alone. It intimidates us, it threatens us, it comes after us and says, if you'll just give in to me, I'll take the heat off. You gotta say, nope, I want the heat, and I'm not backing down, and I trust in God. And then God will put more and more weight on you, but it won't be, you realize it isn't weight. It's actually knowledge and discernment, and at a certain point, the weight becomes like wings. And it's like, oh, that wasn't weight being put on me. It's the opposite.
The thing that I'm sort of, that's got me a little bit concerned, to be honest, is it sounds like, see how the evil version of these ones where you need to take DMT in order to communicate with them and go into these experiences, it sounds like evil actively needs to be sought out, as in it sounds like man made the decision to go and find evil. That's what it seems like to me.
Yeah, and that's the whole knowledge of good and evil. But people also that kind of mean well, the universe is all kind of loving, and they don't really believe in evil, it'll present itself a lot of times as a friendly thing. Like spirit guides and all that.
Like social justice?
Yeah. If you look at them, they're like have no energy, they're not funny, they're real stupid.
What's the purple lady?
Yeah.
Because they've turned themselves over. Like you can get a little bit of power serving evil, but you become a robot.
It takes away your humanity.
It takes away the free will.
Didn't take away RoboCops.
It just turns them into these power-seeking creatures who the only energy they have is taking power from something. And if you can hurt a child and screw them up, you've not just given them a terrible life, but they're going to cause all this sorrow. It's like the U.S. military, they say, I've never seen it proven, but I've heard it a million times. But regardless, in action is true. The 223 or 5.56 round, instead of 308 round, when they went to that in Vietnam, was meant to hit somebody and really cause a lot of damage, but not kill them.
Yeah.
And really, it was just where they could carry a lot of it and use more of it, or whatever. But who knows? And then it's better to wound somebody so that everybody has to take care of them than just to kill them.
Yeah.
And so that's what the system, the medical system, all of it does. It's soft kills, silent weapons for quiet wars. Actually, putting on paper. And so they come in, and the whole thing is about, we don't even live as long now, but then they get all our money fighting the cancer that they put in cancer viruses in the vaccines. Look at SV40, all of it, that they put every major vaccine.
I want to talk to a purple lady. Is she hot?
Cancer viruses in them that have been designed and developed. And then they go into your cells, they replicate for a while, your body kills it, but when your immune system finally gives up, later in life, they then pop out like herpes, basically, it's a viral cancer. It's kind of based on that. A lot of them are based on herpes, like syphilis is a herpes class. And then it just pops out and then just takes over.
I don't know too much about the vaccine science. Like, I got vaccinated as well.
There's ways to try to push that out of your body, but they definitely have implanted almost everybody with a soft kill, time-release cancer.
Do you feel that they also...
Either when your immune system gives up because of all the bombardment, or when your hormones go down. A lot of them are hormone-based. So right around the time you go into menopause as a male, which is 70 or so. For females, even younger, it's the breast cancer and all that.
Yeah.
Also the glyphosate, which grows breast tumors.
Well, it was just like, the thing is as well, so this is all ultimately to control the population, obviously to stop us from living longer.
And to poison you as much as they can, and then suck your life out at the end.
Not just physically, but mentally.
Yeah.
Because that's one thing I have noticed, they've been taking away everyone. Nobody these days has something to rally around or be proud of. Like, a lot of people have found that with their country and their community, but that's even been taken away.
And notice they never say, we're gonna race to find a cure. They never ask, why is breast cancer up 5,000% depending on the type? Why is baby cancer up, pediatric
No, I will keep my flashing images.
Cancer way off the charts. Didn't exist 60 years ago. It's never find out why it's as common as leaves on trees. Now it's, let's find a cure. Well, the cure is not getting the virus or the chemicals they're putting in us.
Prevention in the first place.
Yeah, and this is their plan. And when people realize it's biologically compartmentalized, and the lower levels of even the priest class, the doctors, the lawyers, they don't know. They're just carrying out the false story of why they're doing this and working even harder to try to stop whatever's happening. But it's sitting right next to them. But because it's sitting right next to them, they can't believe what's been done to them. Because it's being carried out against them. And because they're taking part of it unknowingly, they're compartmentalized, they project the fact that they're good onto the larger system above them, and then they carry out the evil operation.
The thing is, as well, is do you feel, what was those stones that we actually spoke about, the ones that said maintain the population of the world under 500 million?
The Georgia Guidestones were reportedly put up by Ted Turner. He lives down the road. And they say keep the world population at 500 million in balance with the earth. And that's just for the outside adherents of the cult. Like, we've got to reduce population, get rid of a lot of the people, get rid of 90+% for the earth. But really, the deeper writings are they're going to kill everybody. They say they're only going to be given the Luciferian power to merge with machines when the last human, the last devil, they call us devils, the last devil is destroyed.
Why do we get referred to as devils? I thought we were the purgatory. I thought we were the people that the devils were supposed to win over and bring over to the side of evil.
Well, yeah, but imagine everything's inverted.
Right.
So God's the devil and Satan's God. But I'm saying they see, the globalists in all their writings say humans are a scourge, we're a parasite.
But aren't they human themselves?
They believe they're transcendent and transhumanists, and that they've got to transcend us. A big Illuminati guy was the man who wrote the famous book 2001 Space Odyssey, Arthur C. Clarke, OSS, MI6, all that, Veteran Communication Satellite.
Yeah.
And they all tell you the same story. Well, in Childhood's End, his first big novel that made him big, there's these creatures that are big, red, and they have big black horns, but they're actually the good guys. And humans had a psychic vision before they ever arrived. They were coming, hundreds of thousands of years before, because we're super psychic. And of course, he's telling you the truth of the book.
Because I like them.
Revelation method. And they're coming, and they're the visitors, and they give us all life extension. But finally, we've got to give up our bodies and transcend up to this big spaceship that shows up. And the devils just work for it, because on an evolutionary plane, they're not allowed to go to the next level. They're actually telling you what's happening. There's these devils, they can't go up, but they're actually going to help you give up your body, and then you'll transcend. But the truth is, and the devils are trying to figure out how they can transcend by helping with this. But the truth is, they're actually trying to get themselves to transcend by making us their slaves. It's like a jump ladder or something, which they still can't do because they resonate to a lower dimension. And so he's telling you
that actually falls kind of in line with the Hindu fucking religion and who's on what, who's top dog, and they actually, I believe they put gods and daemons underneath people. And then above people is like the fucking Buddhas and bullshit like that. But still, interesting.
Total Illuminati parable. And then finally, as they fly away, there's still some humans that refuse to go with it. Well, the Earth's blown up, which is a ripoff of what God says He does after the 1,000-year reign of Christ.
Yeah.
They say, oh no, yeah, we come. It's a couple hundred-year reign of the visitors. We learn the visitors that are 15-foot-tall devils. They're really little fork tails and everything, sweetie pies. They're there to help.
Sweetie pies.
With the real visitors. But now they tell you, everyone soon can upload to a computer and not die, but you have to die in the process. We're not going to let you be yourself and be with the AI. Well, the AI would have recorded you, tracked you, your voice print, everything. It'll be able to fool your wife that it's you still, but it won't be you. So it's all...
There he goes.
All been the plan.
So even though you've already left, there would still be a projection of you on the Earth.
But well, no, that's their model in the book that we're going to upload and go.
Right.
We're actually going to go nowhere. We're going to stay in them, basically, in hell or whatever. It's not like we can even upload. It's when our bodies die, we'll remain with them. We're thinking we're uploading to a ship. That's just the distraction. We're actually, when we die, we're already with them by choosing them in the free will. It's a Faustian manipulation.
Right, okay, so it's essentially the...
So it is the devils. They're like, oh, you uploaded this ship. You know, we were trying to get to higher dimension, but only you can help us. But, you know, this mother mind says it'll let us, you know, if we get you to do this. Okay, let me help. You taught us to live longer. You gave us life extension. Notice even that's a lie. We're living less with all their extensions.
Yeah.
But again, they have to tell you metaphysically the truth. But they have to do it in a riddle. Like a vampire has to say, oh, hi, I'm your neighbor. I just moved in. Nice night, isn't
Oh, hi, I'm your neighbor. I just moved in, mate.
it? Do you mind if I drop by sometime? Yeah.
Invite them
Can I
in,
come in?
yeah.
Yeah, come on in. They say, can I come in? Am I invited? You'll say, can I come to your house? Can you take the Google Assist or the Amazon Alexa or whatever it is, take it in my house. Then they tell you, oh, by the way, I'm listening to you. By the way, I'm tracking who you are. By the way, I'm figuring out who you are so we can F you over later.
I have no idea why anybody buys
We've all got our smartphones.
those. I don't have one. I would never
Sure,
own
exactly,
one of them.
but the phone is the same thing.
Yeah.
They just gave it to us before they were ready to roll out the next phase of telling you they're doing it. And the phone's not always in the room, so they want us to take more. So they have to tell us.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
No, I understand what you mean. Like, surveillance is a massive issue right now. Like, we've got a bill. We had a... This is the thing, is that we have MPs that were masquerading as sort of free speech and freedom-loving people, and there was a few of them where I seen their name on a bill. They were suggesting pushing for a bill where, see how we already have free speech laws in the UK where you can be punished for offending someone if you post something public. Well, they wanted people to actually be arrested and charged for things they said in private conversations.
Oh, yeah. That's
well.
WhatsApp. Facebook is already telling you what you can and can't say. And they want to make you on Facebook be in these rooms. And now they say they're going to read what you do in private. Exactly.
Yeah, it's just it's mass surveillance, and I think it is because of the case of the internet, I feel, is the greatest creation that mankind ever made. I genuinely believe that because it gave every single person the ability to...
Okay. Unfortunately, it's about 2 o'clock, and I decided to do this on a Sunday when I should have done it yesterday. But I did it on a Sunday, and I got to work in the morning. So I'm going to have to end this here. We're going to pick it back up next weekend. All 2 of you that are here, or 4 of you maybe. Maybe my phone is counted as one. So maybe there's 3. Doesn't really matter. Oh, look at that pause face. Look at him. He's like, ah. But yeah. So I'm gonna end this bullshit. And you know, go to work in the morning because that's what I got to do. Got to go make them ducats, motherfucker. Oh, you know, I have to keep all that. Damn it. See, I did make some notes. We'll pick it up next week, Eric. See, I made some notes because there's some points in here where they talk about certain things, and just I need to like soundboard it out, but it would have been really funny just because there's a point where like, yeah, you'll see later on. Hopefully, I'm gonna go ahead and shill. There's a Cringe Factory on the Cringe Factory channel. There's like 5 of them. It's the one with the blue logo.